The Simpsons. A loving cartoon family which everyone around the world knows. Hell, even in countries without television, they recognize Simpsons catchphrases. You just gotta say, "Calabunga, dude," or one of Homer's many does, and voila, people recognize it from The Simpsons. But what about me? What about Monty Burns? I was the bad guy, oh sure, maybe in the first couple of seasons. The villain. But then they made me soft over the years. They wrote me into an inescapable pushover role. Then one day, rather recently, I snapped, killing little Bart with my bare hands. No more would I be subjected to his ridiculous shenanigans. But something happened after I let that badly drawn blood flow on me. I became more real, like the ones who make us, the artists, the voice actors, the directors, etc. I liked being real, well, or at least closer to real. So when the time came, I did something I've wanted to do almost as much as I've wanted to kill Bart. I sawed in half that terrorist Apu. Yes, no one will be coming again to that blemish of a Quickie Mart store. And again, I was made more real. I could breathe. I could feel my heartbeat. Hell, I could even smell. And this town smells terrible. Just one more kill would probably do. So I left the fictional town of Springfield, and now? Well, and now, I just need some more blood. And that's where you come in.
The flesh. Even when I am in solitude, I can smell the flesh. I sense it. I crave it. Roaming through the dark woods, I track it, and when I find it, I devour it. I remember the last flesh I consumed. There was a family, a husband and a wife, and their 3 children. As I loomed over the man's wife, he woke up and looked upon me. He was frozen, paralyzed by fear. I stared back at his wife, hunger in my eyes, and I bit into her throat. Her blood was so sweet. I couldn't get enough. I continued to feast upon the now dead woman. At this point, the children were awakened by all of the commotion, and they ran into the room to investigate. I looked at them and smiled. The mother's flesh still stuck in my teeth. Then I crawled quickly toward the window and escaped into the night. Don't worry. I will return for the rest of them very soon.
This Fleshy Husk was weak, feeble, and pathetic. Of course, it was a human being, so I didn't expect anything beyond that. I can shatter your soul and recombine it as I see fit. You will serve a purpose, although just barely. You will help me to spread my influence and spread the fear. I am the face of everything you have ever been afraid of. I am the voice in your head that reassures you that death approaches. I am every ounce of hurt you have ever experienced. I am pain. And now I will put my pain into your soul. As I strip the meat from the bone and leave you lying empty in a pool of your own intestines, a smile will stretch across my lips. I love it when you suffer. I am Zolgo, and I will break your very spirit and leave nothing but a hollow shell.
This was once the happiest place in the world. Disneyland. A magical place of adventure for children and their parents alike. But that was then. And this is now. I tore my own face off. I plunged a serrated knife into my stomach, and I used my own guts as a noose. I discovered that happiness is a mask worn by those who dwell in misery. There is no such thing as true happiness. I had to commit suicide because that allowed me to become something more. A death in exchange for a rebirth. Now in death, I can kill all the false happiness. I can make you all just as miserable as you were meant to be. Have you considered the possibility that without happiness, you will know peace? When you're no longer trying to put on a facade, you can be yourself. Don't worry, I'll kill you, your children, your neighbors. I'll kill everyone. But I had to be the first, the inaugural sacrifice. So hush, little human, don't say a word. Mickey's gonna watch this whole world burn. Death's the only true escape. Dying is the only way. So just relax and close your eyes. Now it's time for you to...
What's that? Who's there?
Do you remember me, Uncle Johnny? I played your game, and you hurt me.
Sally, you're supposed to be dead.
Yes, I know. You made sure of that.
Hey, I was just trying to make sure you played the game right. I didn't mean to kill you. Honest.
Now I want to play my game. Do you want to play with me?
I think I had one too many drinks tonight. I'm singing shit, that's all. This is all in my head, you stupid little...
If it's all in your head, then you won't feel this.
You little whore. How the hell did you do that?
Funny that you mentioned hell. You'll be going there soon. Besides, I thought this was all in your head.
No. Oh my God. What the hell are you?
I am the darkness within. I am your greatest fear. I am what you made me.
Please.
You know, I've always hated this kitchen. You keep too many sharp objects, Uncle Johnny.
Silent. Please. Sweetheart. I'm sorry.
Not yet, you aren't. But you're about to be.
Sally. No!
You lost, Uncle Johnny. You weren't playing the game right. Now, you know how it felt when I lost your game. What was that?
Hello there. My name is Dr. Smiley. Needless to say, I am not your usual doctor, unlike the doctors in present-day hospitals who try their best to cheat death. I, on the other hand, welcome death and help my patients to embrace it. Why, just the other day I found a young lady on the street. She looked like she was slowly dying of anorexia. So I gave her a smile, kissed her hand, and promised to help her. She was charmed and followed me as I led her to my office, a small building on the outskirts of town. You've probably seen it before. The one with the shutters that are just hanging by a small strip of wood or metal. The white paint slowly chipping off the wall. The one with the plastic and cardboard covering the windows. The one you always assumed was empty. I called this building my home and my clinic. I help all of my patients here. After I got back to my clinic with the girl, she was quite frightened. I thought it was cute, like a little mouse. I just gave her my usual sweet smile and tugged her hand softly, easily pulling her along into my small living room. I let go of her hand and locked the door behind us. She began to panic as she noticed the bloodstains on my old couch. "Oh, don't worry. That's just where I had to perform an emergency surgery," I said, trying to hold back my small chuckle of excitement. I took her back into my operation room and told her to lay on my small operation table. She laid there still, looking scared and unsure. She looked around the room and at all the bottles of pills and jars of liquid that lined the walls and took notice of one of my specimens. What is that?" she screeched as she pointed to one of my jars. I looked at the small jar, undeterred from my work. "Why, that, my dear, is a specimen from my last patient. She had a disease that caused her blood cells to die, and soon her entire body began to shut down." She gasped and sat up. She tried to make a run for it, but unfortunately for her, I had just finished filling my syringe with the blush liquid that I used on all of my patients. I swung around, grabbing her wrist and yanking her back, stabbing the needle into her neck and injecting the liquid. "Shh. Don't be afraid. I'm here to help you," I whispered into her ear, smiling wide enough to show all of my sharpened teeth. She opened her mouth as if to scream, but could only manage to let out a small gasp of air. Then she fell into a deep sleep. I continued working on preparations for the surgery, slowly shining all of my tools. I laid everything on the platform next to her bed, where she sat propped up with pillows and bound with handcuffs. A soft whimper drew my attention, and I laughed. "Welcome back, sleepyhead," I said, placing the final tool on the table. She opened her eyes and started thrashing against her change. I only tisked. Does she not realize I am trying to help her? I picked up my scalpel and started working on her. First, I cut her chest cavity open, poking around at her innards as she bled and thrashed. I usually try to keep them alive while I'm examining them. It's funnier that way. Seeing the organs trying to keep working even though they are exposed to the world. After I cut her stomach and kidney, I finally grew bored. I cut off a small piece of her womb and dropped it into a jar. A new specimen for my collection, I thought out loud, smiling widely. She was twitching now, blood dripping from her mouth, and her eyes rolled into the back of her head. I giggled. I always found their last moments amusing. With that thought, I plunged my scalpel into her still beating heart. Blood oozed from the wound and the girl went limp. I smiled wide, licking my lips. Another successful surgery.
Mr. Betty Krueger. Video or film? Hello. I found your email address through a mailing list. Your profile said you were interested in Smile Dog. I have seen it, and it's not as bad as everyone says. I have sent it to you here. Just spreading the